while on the contrary. Now, let us have a look on the use of however. Always use however at the start of a sentence. I don't like to use computers. However, I have to use them for English class. Wrong. Don't use however after a comma. The correct way will be, I don't like to use computers. However, I have to use them for English class. Let us note the difference here. I don't like to use computers. However, I have to use them for English class. I don't like to use computers. However, I have to use them for English class. Although, even though, despite, in spite of mean wrong. Although that I hate computers, my teacher makes me use them. Right way will be, although I hate computers, comma, my teachers makes me use them. Wrong way, despite that the weather was cold, we went to the beach. The right sentence will be, despite the cold weather, we went to the beach. Use only a noun phrase. And here, don't use a complete sentence here. Now practice exercises. Therefore, consequently, as a result of, for this reason, because of, in order to, so that, if, can we frame sentences using linkers, appropriate sentences with this exercise? Anyone please frame sentences? Am I audible?
Yes,
First,
yes, you
yes,
are audible,
yes.
sir.
Sir, please try using these particular linkers. First, in the first place, secondly, third, etc. Next, afterwards, after that, eventually, finally, beforehand. Now, these are linkers of concession. Although, even if, these are all linkers of concession, and now let us have a look. Copy the following paragraph into a Word document. Rewrite it using at least 5 connectors. Let us try this exercise. John, is there anyone who is going to read out? Someone please read out this paragraph. You are most welcome. Copy the following paragraph into a Word document. Rewrite it using at least 5 connectors. John and Carol's dream vacation didn't go off as planned at all. Their flight was delayed. Unexpectedly, they had to wait for 6 hours at the airport. During the flight, there was a lot of turbulence, and Carol got sick. When they landed, they found that the rental car agency didn't have a car ready for them. They were able to rent a car from another company. The weather was rainy and cold in Paris. They had to send more money than they did plan because everything was so expensive. They were very disappointed. There were many enjoyable moments. First, let us try to do this exercise, then compare our answers with each other. If we give like this type of sentences to our students also, they will be really benefited. Someone, please frame the sentence again. Anyone, you are most welcome. Respected teachers, let us use at least 5 connectors. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir. If possible,
Your voice is quite clear, sir.
reframe this sentence. Sir, please, can you using at least 5 connectors? Copy the following paragraph.
Which one sentence you are saying, sir?
This particular assignment, first assignment, copy the following paragraph into a Word document. Rewrite it using at least 5 connectors.
The flight was delayed unexpectedly. Source of the airport.
प्रिंस कुमार का एडमिशन हो गया पता है ना दिव्यराज क्यों बाकी दिव्यराज क्यों बाकी है अभी सर यहाँ है आइए ना वन में है वन में
Maruti Nandan, sir. Maruti Nandan, sir.
Yes,
Please
sir.
mute yourself. If you want to speak, then unmute.
Okay, since I am not getting any responses, I have the solution for assignment. Let me continue. Here we will see the same sentence with 5 connectors. John and Carol's dream vacation didn't go off as planned at all. हमको आके मिले फोन दे थोड़ा. First of all, their flight was delayed unexpectedly. They had to wait for 6 hours at the airport. Moreover, during the flight, there was a lot of turbulence and Carol got sick. When they finally landed, they found that the rental car agency didn't have a car ready for them. Fortunately, they were able to rent a car from another company. On the other hand, the weather was rainy and cold in Paris. They had to spend more money than they did plan because everything was so expensive. They were disappointed. However, there were many enjoyable moments. So, this particular assignment here, we have used 5 different connectors lengthening the same paragraph. Second assignment will be for all of us. Let us write a small paragraph explaining a recent decision you have made and the reasons behind it. Use at least 4 connectors. After writing, I will be really thankful if someone read it, recite it. Let us first discuss, and after discussing, we will try. We will try the second assignment by ourselves. First one is also really helpful. We can give our students like this kind of paragraphs and ask them to add more linkers. In this way, they will have a clear understanding. There are other vocabulary forms that support our expressions. In using a good paragraph, one such classification of lexemes is linkers. Linkers are also called transitions or discourse makers. They help us establish our ideas explicitly. Linkers make it easy for us to compare, contrast, illustrate, define, and summarize our thoughts and develop coherent paragraphs. These, what are linkers? We all know now. Why are they used? Anyone? Why do we use linkers in our sentences whenever we use?
To connect two simple statements.
Okay, sir. Thank you. They give direction to the writer. They are also used to guide the reader through his thought. They make the meaning specific. Sir, Ajay sir, this can also be added. How to choose a linker? Meaning is the first and the most important criterion in choosing a linker. The second is the logical relation that needs to be made distinctly clear. For example, linkers like because, so, and therefore express logical relations which are different from those expressed by although, but, and nevertheless. What is the use of linkers in descriptive paragraphs, like paragraph of this first type, first assignment? It is important to use linkers while describing a person, place, or thing. They help us in listening facts, chronologically linking events across time, comparing and contrasting sketches, explaining graphic image, and illustrating the main idea. Type of linkers. Before coming to the second assignment, cause and effect. Examples: because, so, accordingly, thus, consequently, hence, therefore, as. The broader meaning of these cause and effect linkers is that it introduces or they introduces a reason and shows result. Example: we had to wait because it was raining. Comparison similarly linked likewise, whereas, but on the other hand, except by comparison when compared to equally in the same way. After discussion, we will have to do this second assignment. We will write a small paragraph using at least 4 different connectors.
सेव ड्राइविंग मोड क्या होता है सेव ड्राइविंग मोड?
You must have a good connectivity, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Now, linkers and their uses. Is it visible, sir? My screen? Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, sir, it's
Okay.
visible, but sometimes your voice vibrate.
Okay, sir. Okay. Linkers and their uses. There are different linkers of purpose, like to add, to show contrast, to show similarity, exception, to show that you are elaborating, or to show a result, to show sequence, to give examples, to emphasize, to summarize or conclude. Let us see one by one, then only we will be able to do the second assignment. To add, we have different linkers of addition, like accordingly, in addition, both, and equally important, further, furthermore, moreover, not only and but also. We have discussed earlier also. Now, the second one, to show contrast. Although, but, in contrast. Conversely, despite, meanwhile, on the other hand, notwithstanding, otherwise, rather, whereas, yet. And there are linkers of to show similarity also. In the same way, likewise, and similar. There are some linkers of exception also, to show exception, despite, however, in spite of, nevertheless, still, yet. To show that you are elaborating, or that is, in fact, to illustrate, in other words, to show a result, because, as a consequence, consequently, hence, for this reason, as a result, therefore, thus. There are linkers of consequence also. To show sequence, there are different linkers like after, afterwards, at this point, before, concurrently, earlier, finally, following, formally, immediately, meanwhile, next. Previously, period to, simultaneously, subsequently, then, thereafter, thus, while. To give examples also, we have different types of linkers, like to demonstrate, for example, for instance, in another case, to illustrate, in particular, in this case, in this situation, specifically, such as, and to emphasize, to give importance. There are different types of linkers again. Actually, certainly, extremely, and emphatically. In fact, indeed, most importantly, unquestionably, without a doubt. without reservation. To summarize or conclude, we have different linkers again as shown, as I have shown. In brief, to conclude, in conclusion, hence, on the whole. These are the different types of linkers. Now let us come again, return again to the previous assignment. Here we have to keep in mind that and as well as not only, but also, yet, still, but, neither, nor, either or are coordinating linkers. These linkers join independent sentences in different ways. Linkers can also be divided into two types. First, coordinating linkers, and the second one is subordinating linkers. From all the linkers we have discussed, some linkers which are coordinating and some linkers are subordinating. For example, some coordinating linkers are and, but, or, either or, neither nor, not only, but also. And there are some subordinating linkers also, like because, although, after, if, since, while, so, that, and as. In this way, there are also many other linkers which are coordinating linkers and some are subordinating linkers. Now let us come again to the assignment. Second assignment. Let us train a graph using at least 4 contours, both coordinating as well as subordinating linkers. Like for example, if I say the rain was over, the sun shone bright. So here I can also use linker of time, like sun shone brightly after the rain was over. And I will do the second assignment. Because many of us will have to write, so it will be better if I start. What you hear is what you see. This is the diagram. I will use more than 4 connectors. The phone rings. You listen to the voice on the other side. You can hear the voice of the speaker, but can you see what the speakers look like? Well, maybe so. When you speak up, be careful, because your voice may also convey information on your life.
Effective communication skill. मैं क्या चीजें बताऊं?
When scientists asked volunteers to listen to the recordings of people and rate the voices, they found that the voices rated highest belong to people having more active lives.
इतने से क्या कर इतने टेंशन में मर रहे थे
Scientists feel that our voice instantly conveys basic information about the gender and age, although it may not be true in all the cases. Voices of extrovert people conveyed much more information about them than voices of people who were introvert. Linkers are words that connect two sentences or clauses. Referring to the English practice book of class 8, unit number 6, linkers. So you can see that in the worksheet, in worksheet number 1, it is mentioned very clearly. There is an worksheet. Read the following extract from a science newspaper and tick the correct option from the boxes. We can also frame like this type of small paragraphs.
क्या है लेकिन
Okay, please, for some time, unmute yourself. We can also frame like this type of paragraphs and give our student, like in class 8 English practice book, linkers. Worksheet number 1. We can frame paragraphs of our own and give our students options. Because if they will do and learn, then it is going to be profitable. I myself sometimes used to practice like this kind of paragraphs, and the result is magical. Because majority of our students, most of our students come from rural background. So we have to make things very clear to them by giving them exercises. The linkers that join the main and the subordinate clause are called subordinating linkers. Yesterday we have already discussed about clauses. So, in my opinion, all of us will have a good idea. The linkers that join the main and the subordinate clause are called subordinating linkers. Example, you will get a trophy if you win. Here, you will get a trophy is the main clause, adding with a linker of condition. If this is a subordinating linker of condition. The condition is you will get a trophy if you win. Subordinating linkers can be classified into 7 parts according to their usage. Subordinating linkers like time, cause and reason, comparison, purpose, result, condition, and concession. Linkers of time: before, till, since, after, when, as. Linkers of cause and reason: because, as, since. Linkers of comparison: and, as, such as. Linkers of purpose: that, so that. Linkers of result: that, so that, that. Linkers of condition: if and unless. And linkers of concession again: although and even if. Last one. The human body. The human body. Let us listen this paragraph before I end. The human body is a wonderful piece of work that nature has created. It is not beautiful like the body of a butterfly or a peacock, but it is shaped practically. It can do many types of work which other animals cannot. It is not strong like the body of a tiger, but in place of physical strength, it has a big and sharp brain. By using this brain, the human physique has been able to overcome many of its limitations. By sitting in an airplane, it flies faster than a kite. By riding a motorcycle, it travels faster than a leopard. And by firing a machine gun, it fights much better than a tiger. In spite of all these, the human body suffers from many diseases because it has a weakness for these habits, such as smoking, drinking, and overeating. When it is healthy, the body can give. So, respected teachers, if we frame such type of informative paragraphs in the form of tick the right option, in the form of fill in the blanks, I think our students will have a clear concept of linkers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonu sir. We'll try
Thank
to
you, sir.
we will try to acknowledge ourselves with whatever you have present here and implement it also in our classroom. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now, for all the participants, it's 1 o'clock. It's a lunch break for us. We will meet at 1:45 for Sanushree ma'am session. Till then, bye to everyone. We'll meet again at 1:45.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sonu sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, one and all.
Good afternoon, madam.
Am I audible and visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, as well as visible.
Okay, so now this is 1:45 and I am back here to just share my ideas with you people on national education policy. Nothing is new to you because we all have experience of CPD, and frequently CBSE is doing on each subject, especially emphasizing on national education policy. Let us have the look how I have just taken the chance of explaining the national education policy 2020 uh, in my own way with the help of CBSE resource. So just sharing my screen to you. Rakesh sir, do one thing, as I am busy in sharing my screen, so please allow each one to enter into the meeting.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And someone mic is on. Someone mic is on.
Okay, I'll see, ma'am. Just a minute.
Please take care of this part also.
Okay.
So let's start this. We are talking about the national education policy, and the national education policy of India, as we all know, that there are many educational policies were formulated time to time. Kothari Commission, Radhakrishnan Commission, 1986 policies, and the latest policy just after NCF 2005. This one, National Education Policy 2020. So allow everyone, Rakesh sir, please keep an eye on the participants also who are just waiting outside. Please make them allow. So it was approved by the Union Cabinet of India on 29th July 2020, outlines the vision of new education system of India. The new policy replaces the previous national policy on education 1986. The policy is a comprehensive framework for elementary education to higher education as well as vocational training in both rural and urban India. What is new in this policy? This policy is entirely based on skill-based policy, practical utility, and we are just chasing after the rote memorization. Now the things are over. Let us move and shake the minds and hands. And Mahatma Gandhi had cited in his educational policy also, education only happens when mind, body, and soul is together with the education. And this is also one of the visions of Mahatma Gandhi policy of education, which was taken by Subramaniam sir and Dr. Kasturi Rangan, our former ISRO chief. So let us talk about expectations from CBSE schools. So school now need to prepare students for more rapid change than ever before, to learn for jobs that have not, Rakesh sir, please allow them, someone is waiting. To learn for jobs that have not yet been created, to tackle societal change, because what is the need of education? Need of education is to face the future. And that's why we need entire or drastic change in societal strata also, the mental setup, the our mindset, social taboos, etc., to remove all that we can't yet imagine and to use technologies that have not yet been invented, and they need to prepare students for an interconnected world. And what the stakeholders role in this, stakeholders have to earlier, just yesterday I was telling this also, that how the stakeholders have to design their academic planner using all these skills in their, keeping these things in their mind. One academic planner including all the skills, whether it is sports, whether it is physical activities, sports, CCA, because now there is no demarcation, there is no barrier. Now scholastic and scholastic part is just made into one. So this is weaved into one. So that's why stakeholders have to also take care of this part. Students understand and appreciate different perspectives and worldviews, interact successfully because we need to make them global citizens for 21st century. So takes responsible action towards sustainability and collective well-being. Am I audible to everyone?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are actually for schools, teachers, and student learning. So what school have to do? Planning. Planning is very much important. Actually, retention part is especially for government schools, because after COVID-19, it is especially being observed by everyone that dropping out cases are increased. Have you noticed this? That after COVID-19, schools are very much worried about the dropout part of students. Is it?
Yes, ma'am. It's happened in all over the India too. Even our school, so students have so
Yes.
many students at the primary level, they have dropped out.
Dropout cases are just being increased.
Yes, ma'am.
And they have students have lost their interest also because of a number of issues are there. Actually, their social or maybe their parental economical condition or whatever it may be. Or there are especially when we are facing second wave, especially there where every mortality is very much increased. So it may affect their effective domain part also.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's
So
why
many-
it happened.
So many reasons are there, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So now teachers. Teachers have to build capacities at all level. We all are capable, we know, but now the time is changing, and as per the change time, we have to change also. We have to change the change ourselves, adopting technology, being techno-friendly, and being good rapport with the students as well as parents also. There should be no communication gap. Teachers must be qualified, especially as I was in CBSE today, one workshop. So COE of Pune was telling that actually the number of handbooks are also under design, which is yet to be published. So that teacher may know all this, whatever the queries may sort out with this handbook. Very shortly, the handbooks are going to be published. Forget the chalk and board pedagogy. So chalk and talk we used to do, but this is actually taking over by the digital board. Some of the schools have already their digital platform also. We are using Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube also. So we are actually adopting this. DAV is leading ahead, and I hope each and every DAV schools is just doing so. We were the first that we are using Zoom platform to just after the COVID pandemic breakout. So adopt cross-cutting themes. What is cross-cutting theme? Cross-cutting themes. What does this mean? Cross-cutting theme is actually multidisciplinary. As we know this, the term is just different. Otherwise, we also practicing it interdisciplinary approach, transversal competencies. When we using social science with English, when we using English with sports, when we using music with maths. One of my colleagues he is now principal of Manpur. He was once national education policy was going on, and he was giving a very good example that how triangles can be made musically, and just he was doing so with action of hands, etc. So we can just think about this. If it can be done with math, it can be done with English also. It can be done with each and every subject. So English engage with parents for a positive learning environment. Parents are very important. We all know that. There should be no communication gap between us and parent side. Each and every time parents must know about the review of their ward, that what they are doing, what part should they know, because parents sometimes we and parents also just forget with the one admission that okay, everything is going smoothly. But when there is communication gap, then certainly there will be a gap of communication, as well as there is a big gap between the everything, whatever their homework, whatever their working style. Even sometimes of parents just forget to remember their section also, that in which section or in which class he or she is. So time to time, we also brush up with the parents also. They should be invited in the school. They should know the environment of our school. So communication is very much important in this regard. So student learning assessment is not for judging students. Every time we just don't give them number, means we are assessing them, and now the things are over also. Gradually we feel that now the days are over when we are giving just marks and you are failed or passed, because you know that CBSE has just said that there is no failed. Fail word is obsolete now. Now this word is of no use. The last is track to have their back. How to track the students? As I have already discussed that, how to just recover them back just after pandemic. So we used to track to have their back, means review. Retention se bachna hai na? We have to save them retention from retention part. And if there is some problem, so we should just show our empathy to them and try to back to our schools. So this is the thing. So who is the center? Who is in the center? Child is the everything. Child is everything. Child at the center of everything we do. We have to do for child-centric education. So if anyone can read for me this chunks, please.
Okay, ma'am. Plan for activities based on National Education Policy 2020. School development plan including ECE, plan for CWSN and gifted children, plan for inclusion of SEDGs, upgrade pedagogy, incorporate latest pedagogy methods as per the needs of 5+3+3+4 structure of curriculum. Plan lessons grounded in real life situations. Plan to promote multilingualism. Implement plan for attaining universal FLN. The last one, track student learning. Plan to track learning of each child. Create holistic report card that captures uniqueness of a child. Approach the assessment as per new exam pattern, which focus on competencies. Yes,
So,
right.
thank you, sir. So plan for activities based on NEP 2020, school development plan, including ECE, means early childhood education. Foundational literacy is very much important this time. And especially our Prime Minister has focused on this, that foundational means pre-primary school is very much important. Earlier, what happened? We just ignored this, that this is the early stage, what to do for them. But now the things are changed. Now this is going to be under the scanner of governing bodies, CBSE itself, and we have to just develop creativity, learning with fun, and literacy means reading, writing part must be just, this is the foundational stage when child has to just brought out his or her inherent capabilities at this stage. Plan for CWSN. CWSN is actually children with special needs. It is another part, and especially those who have disabilities or such kind of gifted children with special needs. Earlier it was handicapped was used, but now this word is also obsolete. And plan for inclusion of ACDGs. They are actually deprived children. So plan is also for them. And this is for the government schools especially, and we have also RTGS Act for this. And upgrade pedagogy. This is very much important in terms of all schools, whether it is private or whether it is government bodies, because now we have to improve, we have to inculcate, we have to imbibe all the strategies which earlier we have not adopted. Why? Because now this is the time of experiential learning. So we have to incorporate latest pedagogy methods as per the needs of 5+3+4 structure of curriculum. Because 10+2, the age-old method structure of curriculum is now going to be just obsolete. And as per this, we have to just develop our lesson plans also. I have 2 PDFs with me also. I will share just after concluding my session. Just go through this and try to write your lesson plan as accordingly. I do hope that you just enjoy it when you are writing your lesson plan in, and just with the help of technological tools, you find that how it will work. Implement plan for attaining universal FLN, means foundational literacy numeracy. And track student learning. It was already discussed that we have to review the child's progress. And what we do that at the end of the term or at the year, at the end of the year, we just do it. But now the things planning is changed. National education policy is just emphasizing on small chunks of assessment in the shape of portfolio, in the shape of multiple assessment, in the form of suppose we are teaching English, we are teachers of language and literature. So even we can just do it with art integration approach also. Just give them one piece of newspaper picture, or just tell them to speak over this topic for 2 minutes only. You see that if your class consists of 40 students, then you may give chance 10 to 12, 10 to 20 students in a pair. You can do this. So this is also changed. Create holistic report card. What is holistic report card? Holistic word is not new for us, because earlier we have the practice of when we are doing CCE.
Ma'am, which shows overall development.
Overall, of course.
Every aspect of the children.
Yes. So 360-degree report card is now the new requirement of national education. Very soon it is going to be published also on the CBSE website. It is under just designing, and approach the assessment as per new exam pattern. So now yesterday we were talking about competencies. So actually when we are teaching English, so what kind of questions do you think that particular such kind of questions are competency based questions? Because what happened today, that not today, you can say that 6 months before, when we are designing the question paper, we used to ask such kind of questions which were just based on rote memorization. There is no scope for thinking. There is no scope for any creativity. Now the things have taken backseat. Now it is like this, that suppose one student is just learning one chapter, Walk to the Freedom by Nelson Mandela. And here one example of Nelson Mandela was that he was the victim of racial segregation. You can put one question like this, that Nelson Mandela was the victim of racial segregation. Now tell me that what chapter, which chapter apart from this is the same example of racial segregation, and according to you, what is racial segregation and how two characters are just the example of the same one? Give your opinion, or give opinion just citing a few textual examples. Okay, so immediately what will be the students' response? What should be the students' response? We have already taught the chapter. Perhaps, okay. I am ready to answer you. So, Wanda, what is the name of the chapter?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The 100 Dresses 1 and 2. So the same theme is there. Wanda is also the victim of racial segregation, and how she feel. So both characters are the same. The situations were the different. The situations may be different. So this is one of that typology of extrapolatory type of questions actually. So it is mind-boggling question. So such kind of questions should be framed, and it is actually being designed by CBSE. If you have seen the 10th question paper, this examination will find that such kind of questions are actually put in the question paper. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes some questions which are given by reservation, and even as you have told that the questions which interlink the chapters too.
Yes, sir.
Initial description both
This
in,
is the beauty of national education policy.
yes,
you
ma'am.
know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, sir. So my next slide is just, this is actually the citation of Benjamin Franklin. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Yes, so we need to plan, we need to chalk out the things, and a teacher's most important weapon is lesson plan. So lesson plan is very much important. Beforehand, it should be what you are going to teach, how you will teach it, what way. So put all the just points in your lesson plan so that it will be very much clear. This is actually COVID-19 impact. And this is quite true that after COVID-19, or we are again facing the same situation, almost Omicron is just being increased day by day. And the situation is going to be again the same. Though now vaccine is all, maximum people are now vaccinated, but the impact is worse. So we have to track each child and ensure that there are no drops out. This is very much actually important. Thereafter, educational access and retention of SCDG, those who are deprived one. Each child just continue education through RT entitlements. It is especially for all the government schools. And the stakeholders they have to be very careful regarding child's learning process and journey. They should contact or communicate with parents, local administration, even because they are the leaders, so they have much more responsibility. Simultaneously, actually, they are bridging the things. So leadership is very much important, Enhance and enrich student learning through innovative pedagogy. Make sure that your teaching strategy must not be rotten one. So take care of this part. Don't just repeat the same rote kind of learning, and create safe and conducive environment for learning and teaching process. Inclusive and clean infrastructure is also very much necessary. And when we are talking about inclusive framework, then we know that every class has its own diversity. So accept all the students with their diversities. Don't differentiate them, and don't tell them that he or she is rather intelligent. No, everybody is unique in this world. God has gifted them. We just are responsible to bring out the best out of them. This is our responsibility only. We should not be judgmental with the students. So take care of this part also. And this is actually framework and guidelines. There are some points here which are very much important. National curriculum framework and curricular literacy. Fun courses on vocational crafts through. I hope that every school has one calendar of especially when we are doing CCA in our schools. Now, it can be merged into one. Academic planner, suppose we are teaching English, to find out some word puzzle or reading contest, such kind of fun, which can be time to time use them, and you just put it in your lesson plan. Don't take it extra work. You take it just as the work of your teaching part, because we think that if we are going to just organize some skit or role play or anything else, such kind of activities, we just take it as an extra work. No, these are not extra work. This is actually the work which is just included with your curriculum. So take this way. And guidelines is that I am just citing those points which are very much important. So this is peer groups and other locals. So what is peer assessment? And peer assessment is this time very much important. Suppose we are going to teach some chapter, one of the chapters, we are just in second term, just name any chapter, any one chapter, which is being taught in your secondary board. Any chapter you may just mention.
Madam, I ride the bus.
Madam rides the bus.
Yeah.
So how will you frame this lesson plan? Just if you are fusing the just quiz or any fun type of activities in this, how will you create?
At the time when the main character was seeing outside of the bus, or the conductor, the way in which he is asking the questions from, and the character who was very funny man, and the way in which he's asking the question from the character, we may ask from the students to just play the different play the role of one of the character, means the conductor role played by someone, and the girl's role played by someone, a female child who
you are telling about the role play, right?
Yeah, ma'am. This way we directly conclude.
Yes, sir. It can be done.
Yes.
It can be done. So the work now starts. How? So give 2 children to write the dialogues for Valli and conductor. Give some work to just monitor the all role play. Means you just design this and give a chunk of work to each and every child. Suppose you are you have taken 10 to 12 students, so 2 works in the peer group, or you can do it collaboratively also. So you give it to them and find out and how very easily they understand the things, and they will write for themselves. They are dialogue delivery. They will take all the responsibilities. Now, what is your role? Your role is to do the role of facilitator only. You are the facilitator. You are not a reservoir of knowledge. Because earlier when we were students, teachers were the only resources. Yes, because we have no other option. We don't have any virtual platform at that time. So teachers were the reservoir of knowledge. They were the source. And if we just find out something more than teacher, then we used to go to library and just take a pile of books there and writing or mugging up the things. But the things are over now. So we are just playing the role of facilitators. We have to keep this in mind, and we have to give them work in such a way that they may do it nicely, and they feel that yes, we are playing or we are doing this work. And learning by doing, we know this is actually what earlier it was called learning by doing. Now it is converted into experiential learning.
Yes, ma'am. We may ask if someone is related from the village, and what are the sites which they have seen there, and but in their way of journey towards their village, what are the scenes they had seen. They may describe in the class too, and they also share with the other students what are the other skills if they have some experience. They share to each other. And,
yes.
we also give view, at a glance, we tell them a summary, a small summary, and then we'll ask the question after giving some time to go through the chapter.
Or
by
what
chapter.
what game also you can play
Yes,
with
ma'am.
them.
Yes,
What
yes,
game?
Yes, ma'am.
Like Antarakshari type.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it will be enjoyable for them.
Yes.
So these are the things we can just experiment with this, and all of us we have a lot of ideas. Just it is to share and care actually. So let us move towards next our slide. So moving ahead, what are the providing resources, high quality and diversified student and teacher resources. We as I am talking about teacher resources material, very shortly it will be published by CBSE itself. Just COE Pune is telling today. And e-learning resources, Diksha platform is very much known to you, all of you, I think, because once you log in, this is the very good portal which has been launched by educational department.
Yes, ma'am. We have some. We are continuing doing some certificate course also in that.
What? Pardon, sir?
Ma'am, we are doing some certificate course also. As
yes, sir. We all have to do.
Yes, ma'am.
We all have to do, sir.
Yes,
whether it is, yes, sir. So we all have the experience of this. Proper and well-equipped labs. We are English teachers, so we need to develop, especially language labs. Language lab is very much important. Because I think that earlier when I have done one workshop with you on just art integrated project, I think. So listening and speaking part is very much important. We actually CBSE has designed a curriculum, and very significantly they have pointed out that how many periods should be taken by the teacher for listening and speaking. So develop language labs in the school, and the students must experience it. Well-trained sports teacher, playground and sports. This is actually all the this part is actually for stakeholders. Actually, this is not for the teachers. So moving ahead, this is also for stakeholders actually, but I am reading this. Build capacities of school management, head teachers, staff, parents, community volunteers. 50 years CPD, I hope everybody has experienced this.
Yes, ma'am. We are already almost completed.
Almost 25, I think, has been completed.
Yes.
More than 25.
Yes, ma'am.
More than 25, ma'am.
Oh, acha, acha. Okay. So mentoring of teachers school by HEI. This is also the part of school leaders actually. Nishtha to be compulsorily completed by all teachers. Many of the schools are not doing so, Nishtha, but it is equally important. And this is wonderful. Actually, you have gone through all the resources portal also, which has been launched by Ministry of Education, where continuously teachers are on the virtual platform. So why I said this, the teachers are only not one of the sources. We are there, we are facilitators, but don't think that we are only one to teach them. They have various resources right now. They have digital library also on a virtual platform. So special educators, everything is there. So now India is going to be an educational hub actually. What is visualized by our Honorable Prime Minister. Is it? So these are for stakeholders. So I am just, this is very much important, sir. Please read it out. Someone please read it out. This is very much important for your.
Yes, ma'am.
You can see that 5 plus 3 plus 4. It means that your new education policy.
Flexible, multi-level, play activity, based learning, building on the play, discovering and activity-based pedagogy,
Pedagogy. Yes.
introduction of subject teachers for learning and discussion of the more abstract concepts in each subject, experiential learning within each subject and exploration of relations among different subjects.
One is left. Multidisciplinary study.
Number four, it's not.
Visible. Oh, sorry, sir. Yes.
Multidisciplinary study that builds on the subject study, but with greater depth, critical thinking, flexibility, choice of subjects that also leads to developing life aspirations.
Aspirations. Yes, sir. So let us just discuss it. So flexible multi-level play activity. This is 5. It means that foundational pre-primary and primary stage must be flexible, multi-level. Means the motor school skill, gross motor skill and fine motor skill. These are to be developed through play and just learn method, playway method, what we used to say. Maria Montessori has actually designed this, and later on it is just leading ahead by other educators. And building on the play, discovery and activity based pedagogy. Pedagogy should be, or our teaching strategy should be designed in such a way that the student or the child may develop his motor skill. Fine motor skill is just developed in middle stage, and especially when they are in secondary stage. Then as according to Bloom taxonomy, the last level, because they have to draw abstract concept. And when a student can adopt abstract concept in each subject, when they are capable to do this. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
When I have one question to you people, that when the student will be able to adopt abstract concept. When they will be able to do this?
After the primary classes, after 5 plus 3 plus, then they are able to develop such concepts.
When they are assimilating the subject, starting acquisition, thereafter they can inference, and that's after this they can just develop their thought process of themselves. They have their own thought process, and as soon as they adopt their own thought process, they started developing, because maximum 85% of brain development has been happened in primary stage and middle stage, and after this they are able to draw the abstract concept. It means they have developed inference concept from in each subject, learning to next level. This is actually abstract concept. Experiential learning within each subject and explorations of relations among different. They are able to now just establishing one subject with other subject. They can understand and they can elaborate one subject to another. They can develop comparison also. So this is actually assimilation and inference, and just the last level of Bloom's taxonomy. When we are designing our question paper, then we have to keep these facts in our mind that we should design just following Bloom's taxonomy. And please go through this, because this time application, analysis, evaluation, and creation. Creation is the last part. So these points must be kept in each and every teacher educator's mind actually. Please allow them, sir. Someone is waiting outside.
Yes, ma'am.
Rakesh,
Yes,
sir.
yes, ma'am. No one. Everybody just
sir.
get in.
Okay, sir. So last one is multidisciplinary study that builds on the subject study, but with greater depth, critical thinking, flexibility, choice of subjects. As it was earlier said that there is no demarcation, there is no barrier. So now if I am, suppose I am in class 10 or class 12, and I am very much good at physics, so then I can simultaneously take accountancy subject also. Now the barrier is over, is going to be over just after the implementation of this. Now my third subject may be music also, maybe sports also. So there is no demarcation, no any limitations. As per the choice, any student may take up as any kind of subject. It is actually intermingling, amalgam of subjects. Is it visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You can take the picture of this also. This is actually 21st century skills, and pedagogy must be based on this. If you want to take the picture of slide, you can take this. So peer review, I am just pointing out one to one. Time is left, half an hour is left. Self review. What is self review? All these will be used in holistic report card. This is very much important. Here, what we are doing that we are just reviewing our students, giving them marks. Now a student assess himself or herself. So just I was talking about portfolio yesterday, na? Yesterday we were talking about portfolio. What is portfolio? Student is assessing himself or herself.
Himself,
He or
ma'am.
she will write his achievement,
His achievement and whatever the development he
everything.
himself noticed.
Yes. So it means that they are assessing themselves.
Yes.
Peer review. Peers is also very much important.
Yeah.
They are also going to be very important part in this national education policy system, as they are assessing their friends also.
Yeah.
High order thinking skill, we all know this. Nothing is new for us. HOTS question. So what is required here? When we are designing higher order thinking skill questions, we already know that this is the last level of Bloom's taxonomy, because all we are following question paper setting, following Benjamin Bloom. So inference, assimilation, creation, these are the actually parts of HOTS question. Suitable technologies, you can use technology as per your suitability, as well as the suitability of your student. Effective communication is also one of the important points. You should be communicate with your students in a very well manner. There should not be any gap. Team skills is very much important, as 21st century demands team skills. Earlier, we all know that Brian Lara is a very good cricketer, and once he just scored 400, as I remembered. But it doesn't mean that West Indies had won. It means teamwork is very much important.
Yes.
Whether it is in sports or whether it is in corporate world or whether it is in a school or anywhere else. So
Until the
team
team has
spirit
not
is very much important. Yes, team is very important. Individual importance is also going to be take back seat. Interdisciplinary approach. We all know that interdisciplinary approach. Multidisciplinary, interlinked one subject to another subject.
Yeah.
Collaborative mediums. We should always try to give our homework or whatever classwork in a pair work or collaborative work. Especially I do believe this. Because when they are doing it with their friends, they are very happy to do this. Their interest grow. So let them do. We actually avoid it. We used to avoid this because we think that class should be silent. But this concept is totally wrong. Totally wrong. Class should, if your class is silent, it means that your students are doing nothing. They are just keeping mum and listen, whether it is God knows whether they are hearing or not. So make them work togetherly. And media literacy is very much important. Students are making their blogs.
Yes, ma'am. They are more aware than us.
And they are much more ahead than us.
Yes, ma'am.
They are much more ahead than us because they are actually. It is said, na, child is the father of man.
Yes,
It's true.
Yes.
So they are very much digitally ahead than us.
Yes, ma'am. They are sound too. They have a very good sound knowledge than us.
Sometimes I also used to take help from them.
Yes, ma'am. Even I too.
Sometimes, yes, because I think, and they are very much happy if they make us learn. They are very much happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Do this way. So there should be just rapport in such a way that they just became our child and see that what magic spells. I hope that everybody is just doing this also, not only me. Set a self and peer assessment. It is already discussed.
Yes,
Interdisciplinary, this is the same thing in context of learning, real world problems. So real life, I hope everybody has gone through word and expression of 9 and 10. Is it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. So many times even we give them real problems to solve, whatever the things
this is a wonderful book, sir.
Yes.
Here I have the book, sir. So actually, just I am please go through this book. Sometimes we can take the help of some listening and speaking or unseen passage also. We can take any kind of piece from there and let them do. We used to give them work just after finishing. If your curriculum is finished for secondary school, then you can do this. Speaking part is there, unseen part is there, and they will be self-dependent. So we should develop them so that they can be a global citizen. Life skills they know. So give them relevant tasks to make them prepare some some write-ups on global issues or culinary skills, anything you may give them. So after this, the same thing is here. So I am just, please read it out.
Good teaching is more a giving of right questions than a giving of right answers, by Joseph Elmer.
How far it is true?
It's quite true, ma'am.
It's quite true. It's very true, ma'am. If we excite them, if we energize them to think, they have the questions. At the place of giving the answer, if they themselves start searching the answer, they will develop more than whatever we teach.
Yes, sir. So we all do believe in this. So track to have their back. Child-centric and inclusive. Already we have talked about inclusion, that child are just coming from different sections of society. They have different abilities, because each child is unique. So they have diverse qualities, and we are the facilitators. So we have to find out the good or latent potential and should bring out the best out of them. It is dependent on the quality of teacher. It is also true. We can't deny this. We have to design diversified TLM. What does this mean? Diversified TLM?
Ma'am, please elaborate.
Diversified TLM. What does this mean? TLM.
We don't know, ma'am.
Teaching learning material.
Oh, sometimes after seeing the word TLM, you are in doubt, but now it's easy.
Teaching learning material should be diversified, means we should not be dependent upon just textual questions beyond the book. We have to we may give them some flashcard or storybooks or a chunk of newspaper also. Sometimes it may be your TLM for language teacher especially. So it is up to you people that how you are just motivating or doing with your students. Someone is knocking the door. Rakesh sir, please allow them.
Yes, I have done.
Continuously, it is the bell is ringing.
Because we are co-host, ma'am. That's why.
Competency-based education and flexibility. So we have to design. Now, I think this is very much clear to all of us that what sort of questions we have to design to make them competent enough to face the new world, global world. And what is the use of robot here? This is actually very mooting issue nowadays, that technology is replacing teachers. No, technology can't replace teachers. I do believe this, because human to human interaction is very much important, and we don't say that technology can't replace us. Because if we all have taught the fun they had, how the child is bored with their robot teacher, mechanical teacher.
Yes, ma'am. And they want the same joy which we have.
A teacher has emotional approach, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So emotion is very much important.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose we are ill and go to doctor, and there we find a robot teacher, robot nurse or compounder
robot doctor.
and robotic notion, he is saying that no, you will be okay. Then what we feel just that get lost from here, I don't need you, just like this. So that's why many of our students just badly miss the school also. when is recently when 10 students are, but only 2 months are here to left, where we had to depart from our school. Allah, yes, this is the reality. Well, ma'am, why this happened with us? Why COVID pandemic? We can't enjoy our school life.
Yes, ma'am. They feel very bored, and even they feel so much foundations by the parents. To live, stay at a home and then study online. It's really a boring thing. Even it's more for us also. It's boring for us also.
Human interaction is very much important. We can't always stick to any kind of gizmos, So quality of classroom transaction is also very important. What we are discussing here, it must be transacted to classrooms. Otherwise, all will be futile. So take care of this part also. Pedagogies, lesson plan. Again, I am very much emphasizing on this, that please take care of the lesson plan, and beforehand you just prepare it, and put all the technological as well as your emotional, or whatever you want to make them a better citizen. So you can use your own method. Performance tracking is also very much important, because when you are tracking them, reviewing them continuously, then they may be conscious also that sir or ma'ams are just taking care of us. It means that we have to do good. We have to show our best. Today I am telling one of the stories. Just one of my students has sent me one video. She has just created her portfolio. She has designed this, and she had just captured all the pages of her portfolio, and just sent back to me. How is it? Please tell me if there should be any revision. I clapped for her, and she will be happy. It means that then and there I try to chase them. Yes, if they are giving their response immediately, I try my best to give them response, so that they may not be. Sometimes we just forget giving our assignment. It will be disappointing for them. Sir and ma'am, they are not taking care of the why should I do this?
The immediate reward always helps the students motivate for the better.
It boosts up their morals also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So skill development, sports, art and craft is also important. Use of ICT. Every teacher, I think now, especially COVID-19 has rewarded us also.
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
actually the result of COVID-19 that we just
Technology also needs a new technology.
technologically we at least we are technological manageable. If we are not skilled, but we are now managing this. This is also very much important.
Yes, ma'am. There is no doubt that we acknowledge ourselves with some technology also, or relate with the gizmos also.
Yes, sir. So sometimes it is said, everything has dark and bright side also. So this pandemic has the bright side also, like this. So what is important? Plan, execute, control, monitor. So first we have to plan, then we have to execute. Control. Control means if they are actually, here I want to cite one example of just we are drivers. We are drivers means clutch and brake is in our hands. National education policy, what it has done with us, that it has given the same opportunity to the students. They have also the clutch and brake in under their feet and hands. So both are just experiencing it. We have to monitor this. This is the difference. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So finally, 10 minutes just remaining. So very soon I am just going to bind up this. So I hope all of us has reached the points or vision of the policy, that why this for. We know that Nalanda University or Bikramshila University was once upon a time, India has always been a global leader since you can say ancient times. So now the same thing is going to be happened with the formulation of this policy. It is actually a breakthrough policy, you can say, and curriculum and pedagogy must develop a sense of respect towards, you can you are already hello. This ringing is very much actually distracting.
Ma'am,
And this is distracting. This
though you
distracting.
are also a host, ma'am.
Continuously, I am doing that, ma'am.
So it's
Coming and going is happen.
continuously
Happening.
Yeah.
So, curriculum and pedagogy must develop a sense of respect towards fundamental duties and Constitution of India, and have a deep bond with the country. So you can, I hope you, all of you have noticed that nowadays some Sanskrit quiz or Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, like this, such kind of quizzes or other activities are going to be organized or launched by Ministry of Education time to time. Why this? Because so that the students may be a good citizen also. They can inculcate basic Indian values, because you can say that sometimes Western education has just you can say they have taken up, or they have just forsaken our Indian values. So these have taken the back seat. Now the ethos of Indian ethos should be established, and that's why all these are actually under design. Indian citizen, our future citizens may develop a sense of pride and respect for the country, and be responsible for human rights, because it is very much important to be a good human. If one lesson I can recall in class 6, there is a chapter named What I Wanted to Be, or some by Ruskin Bond.
Decided what he wanted to be. How daddy
Yeah,
decided.
and last ultimately the child realized that what I should be, a good human being should be. Means we must have just humanitarian approach. We should inculcate this first. So for
Excuse me, madam. Excuse me.
yes, sir.
The name of chapter is How Daddy Decided What He Wanted to Be.
Yes, sir. Actually, it is a long time. So that's why I am forgetting the chapter's name.
It's given in a standard 6, language,
Standard
English
6.
literature.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. So
It is
I
the
just
first chapter of class 6.
it is the very first chapter of class 6. And the answer is beautiful, that a child at last realized this. What he should be. Sometimes he wanted to be a dog, or sometimes wanted to be a pilot, or many other professionals.
Ice cream seller.
Ultimately he realized. So finally, just have a look on this. Please read it out for me. Key principles of NEP. Just we are going to conclude with this, giving you the 2 PDFs of lesson plan.
Key principles of NAP 2020. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please read it out.
Respect for diversity and local context in aluminium pedagogy and policy.
Carry on, sir, please.
Just a minute, ma'am. In the mid of
Is it
yes, ma'am. Equity and
you are facing
inclusion.
problem? I think
Yeah, ma'am,
equity
it's
and-
quite invisible
Okay,
to
okay, it's okay. I am reading it out. The second point is equity and inclusion. The third point is community participation. Fourth one is the use of technology. Next, emphasize conceptual understanding, unique capabilities, critical thinking, and creativity. And last one is continuous review. The same thing is here. Actually, this is this is a nuts shell, you can say. So, respect for diversity and local context. As we have already observed that in all curriculum, pedagogy, and policy, national education policy is emphasizing on the just respecting all the languages, multilingualism, equity and inclusion as the comes tone of all educational decision, means in terms of educational decision we should respect equity and inclusion. We should forgetting the diversities, because India is a land of diversities. We are first Indian, and we should just our entity is only one, this is Indian. So we should believe this, and we should make this belief belief in our students also. Participation, we should encourage them, we should facilitate them. And especially the third is why I am mentioning this. Now this is the opportunity given by national education policy that many philanthropic or other private bodies may come. They may be given opportunity. As we know about know that for establishing any school, we should know that CBSE bylaws is there. Some documentation is required. But now national education policy is giving this opportunity to philanthropic also, for some private also. If they are going for only establishing for some good work, they can be free from this documentation. This is very much important. So we should be very careful when we are imparting education. We are because now we should be very cautious about this, because the door is open now. The door is open now. The challenge is a very big. So we should just imparting qualitative education only. I know that what I am trying to tell, you should better understand this. So challenge is very big, and we should be very careful. The rote memorization and old process are the story of bygone days. Use of technology is very much important. We all know that if we are, I am sitting in Bihar Sharif and you are just in Buxar, sitting back to your school, and we are talking with each other. This is also the result of technology itself. So technology is very much important. We can't deny this. And conceptual understanding, as we have already that concrete understanding, knowledge. These are the basic things. But this is the time to enhance their conceptual understanding for their creation. How, if they are if they know application, if they analyze the text, if they are able to think, if they able to evaluate, and when they adopt all the application, analysis, and evaluation, they must know how to create the things. I am giving you one very shortly. I just finish it. I am giving one example that recently I have given a few principles of making questions to my students. Even I have experimented this in class 9 and 10 also. You know that assertion and reason type of questions are coming nowadays.
Yes, ma'am.
Case-based studies type of questions are coming in nowadays. So I have given them how to make the stem, how they will create distractors, and how to prepare question, and just give classwork. Actually, as a classwork, they just do it, and a few of them have shown me also, and very nicely they have designed. Actually, I have never expected from them. Inwardly, outwardly, I don't say anything, but inwardly, I have some doubt. They are actually learners, but they are really ahead from us. They have done this. So if we are giving them the right direction, they must do it. They will do it, and actually they do it with their heart also. So critical thinking and creativity, these are the part and parcel of national education policy. So encourage them for logical decision making. They are the global leaders of future, and continuous review. Track them every time, just track them. So with these words, I just want to conclude my session. And if you want to share anything from your side, you can share. And after this, I will share 2 PDFs in your group. You can see it. I hope earlier, maybe if you are if you are a part of CBSE, then you have already this PDF, because this is not my PDF. It is the PDF of CBSE issued by them.
If it's
And
possible, please share with us, ma'am, in our group.
yes, sir, I am doing this. And with these words, sir, very much grateful to you people that very patiently you have just with me for 1 hour. So I am very thankful to you people.
Ma'am, even we are thankful for such a beautiful. We are thankful to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. This session has been very beautiful and informative. The way you have thrown light on the NEP 2020.
Sir, it is actually my privilege that I am with you people, and my video is off as I am sharing the screen. So, so thank you, sir, all of you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot, ma'am. Before ending of this program, I would like to show you a small video. It's a motivational speech by APJ Abdul Kalam. With that, we will end our program.
Just a minute, participants. Just a minute. After that, within 2 minutes, we have to return into main session for the valedictory session. And that is going on.
Okay, sir. Let's enter into the validation section in the main session. Just after this,
Just leave out through your breakout room and we remain in main session. For valedictory. Yaro sir is just waiting for us.
Okay, sir. Now I am leaving. Okay.
Okay, everybody, please.
Yeah, you are not attending the validation.
एसपी विश्वकर्मा सर घर है क्या जी?
Vijay Kumar sir, are you there, sir? Vijay Kumar sir, are you there? We would like to hear from you.
अरे बाप रे, इधर से मोर्चा संभालेगा।
हमारा एजे हमारे चेहरा पे लाली बा, हमारा चेहरा का लाली एजे ठीक बा पांडे साहब।
Please mute.
ये हमके मस्ती
Someone is speaking. Please mute. Please mute. Yes, I think so. There may be some connectivity problem. Now I would like to invite our Honorable G.K. Sai, sir. Please, sir, you share your views about this workshop. Sai, sir, are you there? Sai, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Sai, sir. Yes, please, sir, share your views.
Views, ma'am, actually I am failing to join. Networks problem I am facing here. So workshop is very good, but one request from my side to the teachers, whatever they learned in this workshop, please implement this in your classroom teaching and day-to-day life. Only this I would like to request the teachers who attended this workshop.
Okay, sir.
madam.
Okay,
This
sir.
is-
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, thank you. Okay, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Subhash Chandra, Principal of Mohania, to please, sir, share your views. Dr. Subhash Chandra.
Good morning, Honorable Jana sir, our Yaro sir, and good morning everyone present here. I think sessions are good and interactive. It is quite bit satisfactory, but it is little bit haphazard and unsystematized. So from the next session, you make time. You please kindly make it systematized so that everyone learned effectively. And I think sessions, master trainers are good and they give their good everything. Okay, thank you everyone.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your valuable advice. We will look into this matter. Thank you very much, sir. And now, may I take this honor to invite R.N. Pathak, Principal of Coaches, JV Coaches. Please, sir, share your views.
Thank you, Reena ma'am. Sessions were quite wonderful. And I must pay my honor to Honorable Jana sir. Actually, at the very beginning, I was not sure that in English also it was going to be very so nice. I had been listening to all the master trainers and the lively conversation of the participants. Sessions were very much interactive, very much knowledgeable points were presented there with PPTs, with videos which were included. Of course, it was wonderful. But one thing I would like to suggest to my dear participants, that sometimes due to carelessness, they remain active. They remain, we can say, on and whatever personal talks they have, they become public. So that is a little detrimenting to the dignity of the session. Otherwise, it was very, and I do hope that participants who took away these facts from here will implement in the classes. Certainly, it strengthened the capacity of our teachers. Their capacity building was truly successful in the true sense of the term. And now it depends upon our dear teachers how much they implement in their classroom teaching. Thank you very much. Thanks to you all.
Thank you, sir. Yes, we will look into this matter and we'll just try to find out some of the shortcomings which we face. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think so. Vijay Kumar sir is now available. Sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Please share your views, sir.
ma'am.
आप थोड़ा सा अपना विचार सर हमारे साथ शेयर
हाँ,
कीजिए।
गुड आफ्टरनून। और सबसे पहले तो मैं अपने निदेशक महोदय श्री जेना सर का आभारी हूँ
कि बहुत ही कम समय में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे ढंग से इस कार्यशाला को अंजाम देने की कोशिश की, और खास करके हिंदी क्षेत्र में, हिंदी भाषा के क्षेत्र में, हिंदी शिक्षण को लेकर के जो हम लोग का 3 दिवसीय वर्कशॉप हुआ, उसमें मैडम इस बार पहले की अपेक्षा इस बार के जो वर्कशॉप हुए 3 दिनों तक काफी चर्चा हुई है, और खास करके इस बात पर ज्यादा इस पर फोकस किया गया कि बच्चों के बीच जाकर के हम अपने क्लास के अंदर अपने टीचिंग इफेक्ट को, अपने टीचिंग कौशल को कितना हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा धारदार बना सकते हैं, बच्चों को अपने साथ कितना जोड़ सकते हैं। क्योंकि ये अक्सर क्या होता है कि हिंदी भाषा के मामले में ये बात सामने आती रहती है कि बच्चों के प्रति इसमें काफी उदासीनता देखी जाती है, और वो उदासीनता हमारे साथ भी आ जाती है। तो इसलिए इस बात पर काफी जोर दिया गया है 3 दिनों में, और सभी प्रतिभागी इसमें खुल के हिस्सा लिए हैं। जिनके मन में जितनी भी शंकाएं थी उसको उन्होंने रखा और उसका समाधान भी किया गया। साथ साथ व्याकरण पक्ष को भी, प्लस साहित्य के क्षेत्र को भी, पाठ्यक्रम पर भी, इन सारी बातों पर खुल के चर्चा हुई है, और ये बहुत ही अच्छा हुआ और बहुत ही सफल आयोजन हुआ है। उम्मीद करता हूं इससे लोग लाभ लेंगे और आने वाले समय में इसका वो भरपूर इस्तेमाल भी करेंगे। धन्यवाद मैम।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, आपके विचार बहुत ही अच्छे लगे हमें, और हम इसका जरूर पालन करेंगे। अब मैं हमारे प्रिंसिपल टीवी विक्रमगंज के पीसी त्रिपाठी सर को निवेदन करती हूँ कि वो भी कुछ अपनी बात कहें। पीसी त्रिपाठी सर, प्लीज शेयर योर व्यूज। प्रिंसिपल जेवी विक्रम।
जी मैडम नमस्ते।
नमस्ते सर।
हाँ
नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते सर, नमस्ते। आदरणीय क्षेत्राधिकारी, क्षेत्रीय पदाधिकारी महोदय, सभी प्राचार्यगण, सभी रिसोर्स पर्सन एवं शिक्षकगण, आज इस त्रिदिवसीय कार्यशाला का अंतिम चरण समापन की ओर जा रहा है। आपने इन 3 दिनों में जो कुछ भी सीखा और सिखाया, आशा है कि ये बातें बच्चों तक जाएंगी। कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि जत पठितम तद गुरुवे निवेदितम, जो चीजें हमने सीखी वो हम ही तक रह जाएं। इसका उद्देश्य यही है कि ये बातें बच्चों तक जानी चाहिए। अपना मननशील रहें कि जिन जिन उपायों से सीबीएसई के द्वारा दिए गए निर्देश से, रिसोर्स पर्सन के द्वारा एवं आप लोगों के भी द्वारा बहुत सारे सुझाव दिए गए, उन सबको सब लोग मिलकर ग्रहण किए और उसे बच्चों तक जाए। कहते हैं कि सभी देवताओं और दैत्यों ने मिलकर जब समुद्र को मथा था तो अमृत निकला था। तो खारे पानी से जब अमृत निकाला जा सकता है तो सभी विद्वद्गण इस मंथन के द्वारा अच्छी बातें क्यों नहीं निकाल सकते। 3 अच्छी बातों को बच्चों तक जानी चाहिए। एक बार मैं सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। विजय सर ने सारी बातें बताई हैं, उन्हें मैं पुनः दोहराने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। सबने बहुत अच्छी तरह से सहयोग किया और इस सहयोग के लिए आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद मैम।
धन्यवाद सर, आपकी बातें बहुत सही लगी कि हमें अमृत निकालना है और विष को त्याग करना है सर। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। एंड नाउ इट्स टाइम फॉर द पार्टिसिपेंट्स, because it is very important that whatever they have gained through this workshop, whatever innovative ideas they have gained, I would like them to share among us. So if you're interested, please, any participants from any school, just raise your hands and share your views. Participants, right? Yes, now it's a time and opportunities given to the participants to speak something about this session.
Should I, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, please, sir. Go forward, sir, please. Rajesh Sharma, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay, please.
Venerable ARO, sir, most respected principals, master trainers, and my dear fellow participants. I'm very much thankful to ARO sir, who organized the 3-day webinar successfully and provided us opportunity, a platform to share our views, to exchange our ideas. Apart from all these things, I must say one thing: there may be ups and downs in our life, but we must have to face it, because a straight line of ECG also shows that we are not alive. So what problems we faces in our life, we should not be discouraged. Even we should not fill our eyes with tears. It may hide a beautiful things that is standing in front of us. So on the behalf of all the trainers and participants, I want to assure ARO sir that whatever we have shared and learned here, we have equipped ourselves how to make our teaching more interesting, and effectively we can teach in the classes. All these points keeping in mind, we just take a oath to implement whenever after winter break we will go to our classes. Once again, I'm most thankful to have such opportunity to share my views. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Once again, thank you, ARO sir.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes,
Yes, am I
ma'am,
audible
please.
to all of you?
Yes,
Sorry,
Reena.
I was
Yes, Reena
disconnected.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
Reena ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
now I would like to invite Love Kumar, sir, Principal of Devi, Vikramganj,
Yes,
Devi.
yes,
Please,
yes,
sir,
ma'am. Yes,
you
ma'am.
share views.
Okay, okay, okay. Reverend, our ARO sir, principals of different schools, mentors, and all the participants. Very, very good morning to all. Sir, it is blessings for us to have a chance or the opportunity to have or participate in this 3 days program, and all the aspects which have been discussed very frequently by each and every participants in the presence of mentors are also very good, but it is very needed to implement in such a way or as the same way in the respective classroom by the subject teachers, as well as in the view of mentors of different concerned schools also. Because as I think it is the moral responsibility of mentors also. Concerned schools, all the such aspects may be implemented or implementing by the teachers, yes or no. Because learning is a lifelong process, we have know about this, but how it may be very fruitful for our students, it may be very helpful for the creation of congenial atmosphere of the particular schools or the DAV organization also. It is very important. So I kindly request to all the teachers and as well as our mentors to implement the same way in the classroom. As a humble submission by myself and a wish also to be very efficient to give the same thing in the classroom, so that our students may be very helpful, may be very fruitful for having the different aspects of the learning also. Okay, once again, it is the humble wishes to all. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, now I invite Neeta ma'am to please share her views about the entire workshop. Neeta ma'am.
Are you asking to me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I'm asking. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am,
Welcome,
for
ma'am.
giving me the opportunity to share my point of views. Yes, just a minute. 1 minute. Actually, whatever I have seen, I have attended the EDP sessions. So the sessions were wonderful. But the main thing is the implementation. So many things we have learned here. All the teachers learned here. But after the session, they forget about it. So I hope that the wonderful session and whatever they are learning from here, they must follow it. They implement it in their teaching. That's the better. And all the arrangements are very nice. Whatever the technical support by the Vijay Bhushan sir, it is appreciated that we have done the uninterrupted sessions. So thank you, all of you. Thank you, our ARO sir, and all the principals and master trainers who are giving the valuable suggestions to the teachers to improve their quality and build or enhance their capacities of teaching. So thank you, all of you. Thank you again.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, you are absolutely right that we people forget whatever we learn through workshops, we forget. Yes, we must
Yes,
implement those things. Even
yes, ma'am. This is
among
the
the
time
students. Yes,
to
and good
implement it
suggestions in
now.
my view. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And now let's come back to our participants. Please, anyone would like to share his views and come forward? Anyone? Participant side?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Valmiki Kumar, sir. Okay, sir. Please.
Myself, Valmiki Rai,
Okay, sir. Please. Yes.
from DAV Public School, Dhanupara, Master Trainer as well as participant.
Okay, sir. Okay, please,
Good
sir.
afternoon
Please.
to you all.
Good
Respected Honorable Principal, sir, Venue Coordinator, DAV Public School, Bihar Zone, F. Buxar Cluster, and all my learned colleagues. I would like to say a special thanks to Honorable Principal, sir, Mr. A.K. Jana, who have given opportunity to conduct webinar. Really, It is proud moment for me. This has been an absolutely amazing and enlightening webinar, a very informative and valuable these 3 days. We all really enjoyed and learned different types of strategy, tools, and techniques. I really enjoyed with our colleagues and mentors. During webinar, we all learned different types of techniques, teaching tools. I am also really inspired with it and try to share these ideas among the students. The webinar provided with a specific hands-on skill. These are too great to get the techniques and know I can use it every day, everywhere, anytime, for any types of problem. All things are positive, inspiration, and motivational. All mentors work hard during these 3 days webinar. I have really liked the way this webinar is conducted over 3 days. It has given me a chance to put into practice what I have learned. Sir, I assure you that I will also implement among the students and hope it will be fruitful. At last, I would like to thank all mentors who have played a vital role in these 3 days webinars. Thanks again. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, anyone else?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. This is Sanju Sharma.
Okay, ma'am,
from-
please. Yes, most welcome. Yes, ma'am. Sanjeev Kumari Sharma, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, please.
Honorable RO sir and all principals and our master trainers, I just want to say thank you all of you for conducting such type of workshop. Ma'am, in this workshop, I had learned many more things like how to make our class creative, energetic, and also active. Just we had learned many teaching ideas how to make our class interesting and effective. And I want to make sure that just after this break, I will implement all these things that I have learned in this session. I will implement in my classroom. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, you should. Okay. Yes, Mithun Samantha, ma'am. I think so. You're also ready, please. Mithun Samantha, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all of you. Ma'am,
Yes.
Mithun, just a break.
Mithun Samantha, yes, you have raised your hand, ma'am. Are you
No,
ready to speak?
Madam, please, Mithun, he is the master trainer, and he is the senior teacher of English, not ma'am. Please correct it
Okay. Okay.
and give opportunity to him.
And Abdul Majid. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, good afternoon. Principals of June. I would like probably there is a network problems. So, ma'am, please invite Mithun. He's
Yes.
a master trainer. Probably there is some networking problem with Majid. Invite Mithun.
Okay. Now,
problem, I became due to network problem. Mithun Samantha, I became disconnected.
Okay.
So, good afternoon to all of you. Respected A.K. Jana sir, principals of DAB Public Schools of Buxar Cluster. So first of all, I would like to say thanks to A.K. Jana sir and principals for organizing such workshops. When the teachers of other schools, they are enjoying so-called enjoyment, then we teachers
I think
And
so.
this
So there's
workshop,
some
in this workshop, the master trainers, they discussed very valuable things